Okay, well, so as per training agenda, today we are going to start with SQL. So, what is SQL? Why we need SQL? Any idea? What is SQL? Okay, so yes, yeah. So SQL is a structure query language. So with the help of this structure query language, we can interact with the database, right? So before this SQL and databases and all, people used to store the data in Excel sheet. Okay, in Excel sheet, I mean, like we cannot perform any type of operations easily. Like if you have millions of records to store, then it would be very difficult to store the millions of records in Excel sheet. Okay, even though you have millions of records in Excel sheet, it would be difficult to select the specific rows, it would be difficult to update the specific rows, it would be difficult to delete the specific rows from the Excel sheet. So that is the reason later they developed databases. Now in market we have different types of databases. Okay, so in the each and every database we have tables. Okay, in tables we can store the data in the form of rows and columns, right? So we can create n number of tables in a database, and in a table we can store millions of records. Okay, millions of records means rows. So if we have even though millions of records in the table, it would be easy to perform any type of operation on top of a table. So that means we can select the specific records very easily by writing some queries, and also it would be easy to update the specific rows or delete the specific rows, or to insert the rows into the table. It would be easy compare with spreadsheet or Excel sheets. Okay, so now to interact with this database and all, so we need to have some type of language. So that language is structure query language. So with the help of this structure query language, we can create a database, we can create tables inside the database, we can insert the data into the database, we can update the data in a database, we can retrieve the data, or we can delete the data. Any type of these operations we can perform by using this SQL. So that is the reason we have SQL. So SQL is a structure query language which is used to interact with the database to perform different types of operations. In SQL, we have 5 types of languages to perform different types of operations on top of tables. Okay, and we will see what are those 5 types of languages. So starting with DDL, data definition language, data manipulation language, data retrieval language, transaction control language, data control language. Like this, we have 5 types of languages in SQL to perform different types of operations on top of a table. So starting with DDL. So in each and every language we have different set of commands. Like in DDL we have commands like create, alter, drop, truncate, and we have a rename. Next, coming to DML, data manipulation language. To manipulate the data, we have insert, update, and we have delete. Retrieval language. To retrieve the data from a table, we have select command. Next, TCL, transaction control language. In transaction control language, we have commit and rollback. Commit, we have rollback, and we have save point. Next we have data control language. In data control language we have grant and revoke. So these are the different types of commands we have in these 5 types of languages to perform different types of operations on top of tables which are there in a database. Okay, We'll go through each and every command. So starting with data definition language. So in data definition language, we have create command. What is the use of create command? What we can do by using this create command? So create command, we know like this is used to create a table, and we can write a query like this to create the table. Create table, table name. Okay, and here we have to write column names, employee number, space, data type, employee name, space, data type, comma, date of birth, date. So like this we can create a query, we can write a query to create a table. Create table, table name, column names. Here we have to write the column names, and then after column name we should have to write the data type. Okay, so if you execute this query, this we call it as a one of SQL query. If we execute this query, it is going to create a table. Where to execute this query? Which tool we use to execute a query? So how to create a table by executing a query in a database? We have different third party tools to execute the SQL queries or to interact with the database. Like in real time, most of the times we use Toad tool, SQL developer, and we have SQL plus. Okay, so in real time, most of the times in most of the companies we use either Toad tool or SQL developer tool. Okay, so I have uploaded Toad software also in the location where I have uploaded all the softwares. So first we have to install Arkel software, then we also have to install Toad tool. Okay, Toad software we have to install. So once we install Toad software, we can use Toad tool to interact with the database or to write these SQL queries. Okay, so once we install Toad tool, on top of desktop you can see Toad icon like this. Okay, so once you click this Toad icon, you will get to the Toad window. So there you can write SQL queries. Okay, so I will show you this in your system once we install Toad, or either or if you have SQL developer also fine. So but I have shared Toad software, so you can install Toad software. Okay, so this is the SQL query to create a table. So here after column name we have data type. What is data type? Here we have data type number, here the data type is varchar, and here the data type is date. What is data type? Any idea? Yes, yes. So it defines what type of data it allows to store. Okay, if it is a number data type, then this column allows number type of data. If it is a character data type, then this column allows character type of data. If it is a date data type, then this column allows date type of data. Okay, so we have different data types like this: number data type, char data type, varchar data type, varchar2 data type, and date data type. Okay, and also we have current underscore timestamp. So we have different data types: current timestamp or timestamp. Okay, commonly we use in informatica. So now here we know number data type allows number type of data. What about char, varchar, varchar2? So what is the difference between char, varchar, varchar2? This is one of the important interview question from SQL. Okay, so in informatica means they will not be asking the questions only from informatica. No, so you should be good in SQL, right? So there would be questions also from SQL, PLSQL, Unix. So that is the reason. So if I am telling anything like here important entry question, it would be better if you note it down. Also it would be better if you maintain the running notes. Okay, so any idea what is the difference between char, varchar, varchar2? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. See here character. Suppose let's say here in employee name I have given the data type as care of 5. So if we give care of 5, this 5 we call it as a precision. So precision means whatever the precision value we give here in the memory, it will allocate only those many character spaces for this employee name field. So let's say since I have given the care of 5 for employee name, so that means in memory it will allocate 5 character spaces. Okay, so it allocated 5 character spaces. Now in these 5 character spaces I'm going to load a l I like this. I have inserted employee name ALI, which contains 3 characters, but here I have given 5 characters, but I have inserted only 3 characters employee name. The remaining 2 character spaces, even though these two are blank, it will consider, I mean, like it is not going to ignore these 2 blank spaces from the memory. So these 2 blank spaces still it will be there, even though we have not inserted any characters into these blank spaces. If you give varchar of 5, varchar of 5, so this also will allocate 5 character spaces initially for employee name field, and we have inserted only 3 characters. The remaining 2 characters are blank spaces. If there are any blank spaces, varchar data type this will simply ignore from the memory. So char data type will occupy the memory, varchar data type will not occupy the memory. Okay, when it comes to the varchar 2, and also this varchar data type allows character as well as number type of data. So char data type here you can insert only character type of data, whereas varchar and varchar 2 it allows both character as well as number type of data. So the difference between varchar and varchar 2 is, like in older versions of Oracle we have this varchar data type, and the new version, that is the latest versions of Oracle, we have varchar 2. And also the size of this varchar compare with this varchar 2 is very low. Varchar data type allows less number of characters compare with varchar 2 data type. So these are the major differences between char, varchar and varchar 2. In real time, most of the times you can see this uh, character data type. So we are following to give the data type as varchar 2. So we are not using char or varchar data type. So most of the times you can see in real time the for for string or for character type of column we give here char data sorry varchar 2 data type. Next, coming to date data type. So date data type will allow only date to insert, whereas current time stamp it will allow to insert date as well as time. Okay, so these are the different data types we have. Next, coming to alter statement. What is meant by alter? So what we can do by using alter command? So by using alter we can perform different types of operations like this. So first, let's say we have created a table and we have a table like this, employee table. Let's say we have three rows like this. Okay, so what we can do by using alter command on top of a table. So here, first thing, I don't want this salary column. Currently in employee table we have employee number, employee name, salary, but I don't want this salary column. I want to delete this salary column. So we can use alter command to drop a column. So by using alter command we can drop a column. Next, also by using alter command we can add a new column to the existing table. So here we have a table, employee number, employee name and salary. I want to add email column or phone number column. So how we can add a new column to the existing table? Yes, by using alter command we can also add new column. We can add a new column to the existing table. So we can drop a column, we can add a new column, and also we can increase or decrease the precision of a column. So here the data type for this employee name varchar 2 of 10, I want to increase this to 20. We have already created a table and this allows max 10 character length of employee name. Okay, I want to increase this to 20. How we can increase? So by using alter command we can increase the precision of a column. Okay, so increase or decrease precision of a column. Okay, next what else we can do? So here currently the employee name, suppose let's say employee name column name is ENA. I want to change this column name from ENA to ENAME. So how we can change the column name? By using alter command. So by using alter command we can also rename a column name. So by using alter command we can also rename a column name. So these are the major things we can perform by using alter command. So here we have queries. Let me show you the queries. This is SQL material. I will share this material to you. So you here you have more number of examples to practice. Okay, so you can go through this material, and so here first I will be explaining the examples. You can see more number of examples you can find in this material, and whatever the commands here we are discussing, like creating a table, alter, drop, so whatever the commands here we have, so all these commands we are going to discuss, and you have to practice all these commands. Okay, so here you can see adding a column. So by using alter command we can add or remove a column and modify the precision of a data type. Okay, so adding a column, how we can add a column to the existing table? So we can write a query, alter table name, add SDBO student date of birth date. So like this we can add a new column. So to add a new column, so we can use alter statement. Here you can write the column name and data type. Okay, removing a column. So to remove the column, drop table name, sorry, alter table name, drop column, and whatever the column you want to drop, so you can drop by using alter command. So increasing or decreasing the precision of a column. So you can see here alter table name, modify marks data type, and here you can see whatever the new precision you want to add to this column, so that you can give like this. So by using alter command we can also modify that is we can modify the precision of a column. So modify means we can increase or decrease the precision of a column, right? Next, also we can do masking column unused. So if you don't want to use a column in a table, then we can mask that column. Okay, so this is not required, we never use this one, dropping unused columns. And renaming a column, so if you want to rename the column, So alter table, table name, rename. So here we have used a rename keyword. So rename in alter, I mean like in DDL we have one of the rename keyword. So this rename keyword we use in alter command to rename a column name. So this is how we can use alter table, table name, rename column marks to s marks. So this is the current column name and what would be your new column name, right? So this is the alter command to rename a column name. So all these queries you have to practice and see whether it will allow you to rename the column name or not. Okay, so these are the operations we can perform by using alter command. So by using alter command we can add a column, we can drop a column, we can increase or decrease the precision of a column, and also we can rename a column name. Next, coming to drop. So this is also one of the important interview question from SQL. What is the difference between drop, truncate and delete? Any idea what is the difference between drop, truncate and delete? Vijay? Table. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Muhammad, you have any idea? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Ramji, you have any idea? Okay. Okay, see, first we'll start. Okay, fine. So first we'll start with drop. So we have to write a query like this: drop table, table name. So this is the SQL query to drop a table. So if you execute this query, drop table, table name, so here from the database this table will be deleted. Do we have employee table or do we have data inside the employee table? No, nothing. No table structure, no data. So table itself, it is going to be deleted permanently. So drop is the command to delete the table permanently, whole table, nothing will be there once we execute this drop command. So drop command is for to drop the table permanently. So once we execute drop command, so it is going to delete whole table, nothing will be there. What about truncate? So truncate, you have to write a query like this: truncate table, table name. So this is the query to truncate the table. So truncate, what it will do, table structure will be there, but it is going to delete the table data permanently. Okay, so here you can see the table structure. So structure means columns are there: employee number, name and salary. But where is the data? We do not have table data. So truncate command is used to delete the table data permanently. So it is going to, once you execute the truncate command, so whatever the rows are there in the employee table, all the rows it is going to be deleted. Can you please be on mute? Okay, so truncate is for to delete the table data permanently. So we cannot roll back or we cannot get back the data once we execute truncate command. Next, what about delete? So delete also is used to delete the table data. So we can write a query like this: delete from employee. So this is the query to delete the table data. So if you execute this query, so we can, this query also will delete the table data. Truncate also will delete the table data. Delete also will delete the table data, whole table data, but table structure will be there. Then what is the difference between truncate and delete? Remember, truncate will delete the table data permanently, whereas delete will delete the data temporarily. Again, here in TCL command, we have TCL language, we have rollback. By executing a rollback command, we can get back the data if we have executed delete command, or if we have deleted the records by using delete command. I repeat, if we have deleted the table data by executing the delete query, even though after deleting the data by executing the rollback command, we can get back this data as it is. Whereas if we have executed truncate command to truncate the table data, we cannot get back these three records. Rollback will not work to get back those three records. It will be deleted permanently. Okay, so truncate will delete the table data permanently, but structure will be there. Delete will delete the table data temporarily. Again, by executing a rollback command, we can get back the data. So that is delete command. Also, by using delete command, we can delete specific rows from a table. Delete from employee where employee number is equals to 1. So if I execute this query will delete only specific row from this table. Whereas we cannot use truncate command to delete the specific record from a table. Got it? So delete command we can use to delete the specific row from a table, whereas truncate command we cannot use to delete the specific row from a table. So these are the differences between drop, truncate and delete. So drop will delete whole table, nothing will be there once we execute drop. Truncate will delete only table data permanently. Delete also will delete the table data permanently. Again, we can get back the data by executing the rollback command. Also, by using delete command, we can delete a specific row from a table, whereas we cannot use a truncate command to delete the specific row from a table. Got it? Next, create, alter, drop, truncate, rename. So all these commands are done. So we have completed DDL. Next, coming to DML, insert, update, delete. So to manipulate the data, manipulate the data, we have these three commands: insert, update and delete. So we have to write the query like this. To insert the data, insert into table name values so like this. Here we have employee table. Into this table, if you want to insert the data, you have to execute insert into table name values, and you have to give first column number. You can write as it is. If it is a character data type, you have to write in within single quotes like this, and then the number. Okay, so like this you can insert the data into a table. If you have a date column, suppose let's say we have date of birth column. So if you have a date column, then how you have to insert the data? So if you want to insert a date into any column, always you should have to use this function, to underscore date function. So we'll discuss later in detail about this to underscore date function. For time being, I am showing you how to use this to underscore date function to insert a date into a table. So you can insert the date like this: DDMMYYY. So whenever you have a requirement to insert any specific date into a table, always remember you have to insert a date in this format. You have to use to underscore date function, and within brackets first you have to write the date, comma, on the format. So first date 29 represents what? Is this month or date? So that you have to specify DDMMYYY like this. Okay, so this is how we can insert the data into a table. Next, what about update? So we can write update statement, update table name, set. So if I want to change the employee name or salary, so you update employee table, set salary is equals to sal plus 100. So what this query will do? So it is going to add 100 to their current salary. Here for the second employee the salary is 200. So this update statement will update 100 to the current salary. So 200 plus 100, 300. Next for the third row, 300 plus 100, 400. So this update statement will update whole table. So by using update command, we can update the data whole, like all the rows, or if you don't want to update all the rows, if you want to update a specific records, then you have to write where condition, where employee number is equals to 2. So now this update statement will update the salary only for employee 2. So where if you are not going to write, then it is going to update whole table, right? For all the employees it is going to update the salary. Whereas if you write where condition, so wherever you want to update, only that record it is going to update. Next, delete we have already discussed here. Delete is for to delete the table data temporarily, and also we can delete the specific row from a table. So next, coming to DRL, data retrieval language. We have created a table in a database. We have inserted the data in a table. Now I want to see how many rows I have inserted and what are the columns are there. And I want to see the data of the table. So then we have to write select statement. Select star from employee. So this is the query to display the data. So if you execute this query in Toad tool or SQL developer tool, so this will select the table employee table data and it will display, right? So here star represents to display all the columns, employee number, name and salary. I don't want to display all the columns. I want to select only specific columns, employee number and employee name. So here you can write employee number comma employee name. So whatever the specific columns you write here after select, it is going to display only those columns. If you write star, then it is going to display all the columns from a table. So that is select statement. Select is for to retrieve the data or to display the data. We have to execute select statement. Next, coming to TCL, transaction control language. So to control the transactions, we need to have, we have commit, rollback and save point. So this is also very important command, that is commit. So what is meant by commit? Commit is for to save the data permanently. So let's say I have whatever here I have written in this paint window. If I close this directly without saving, again if I want to open, or if I want to see whatever here I have written, is it possible to fetch? No, right? So to if you want to see this data in future, definitely I should have to do save. So once I save, then only this will be permanently available to refer in future. In the same way, once we insert the data into a table, then definitely we should have to save this data in this table. Whatever the data here we have inserted, after inserting these 3 rows, we have to save. To save, we have to execute commit command. You just have to execute commit, that's it. Okay, so once you execute commit command, so whatever the records here we have inserted, all these 3 records it is going to save permanently. Okay, so this commit command, remember, we have to execute only after DML. Commit is mandatory to execute only after DML commands. After executing insert statement, it is mandatory to execute the commit. If you are not going to execute commit, then whatever the record you have inserted, it is not going to save permanently in the table. Again, after closing the window, again if you re-login, or again if you reconnect, if you want to see that row, you will not be having that row in the table because you have not committed, you have not saved. In the same way, update also, after updating the data also, you have to give the commit. Okay, same way delete. After delete also, you have to execute the commit. It is not necessary to give the commit after DDL. That means after executing the create statement, alter, drop, truncate, rename. No, it's not mandatory, but it is mandatory to execute the commit only after DML. Next, rollback. So rollback when we use, suppose let's say I have inserted first record, second record, third record, and here I have given commit. So that means these 3 rows I have inserted permanently. Then here I have inserted fifth record, sixth record, and then here I have executed rollback. So rollback command, what it will do, it will delete the records till previous commit. So first time I have inserted 3 records, given commit. Next I have inserted 5th record and 6th record. Then I have executed rollback command. As soon as I execute rollback command, so what it is going to do? It is going to delete these 2 rows. So rollback will delete the records till previous commit. Okay, so this you have to remember. So rollback, what it will do? It will delete the records till previous commit. So these records permanently we have saved, even though if you execute rollback command, so these 3 records are not going to be deleted because we have permanently saved by executing this commit. Next, coming to save point. Save point is a temporary save. Suppose let's say first time I have inserted these 3 records, then given commit. After 5 and 6, here I have executed save point. Okay, so I have inserted 3 records, then I have executed commit, inserted 5th and 6th record, then I have executed save point here. Okay, so after executing the save point, I have closed the window. And then after 5 minutes again I have reopened, and if I execute a query, select star from employee table, tell me this query will return how many records from this table? 3 or 6 records? Only 3 records, right? So because for these 2 records, before going to close, we have not committed. So for these 2 records, before going to close our window, we have not committed these 2 records. So that's why you will not be having these 2 records after you reconnect. So these 3 records only you can see. So save point will save the data temporary. That means till you close the session, it is going to save. Suppose let's say first time I have inserted these 3 records, then I have executed commit, I have executed 5th and 6th, I have inserted 5th and 6th record, then I have executed save point. Here I have 7, 8 records. After that, here I have executed rollback. Now tell me, if I execute a query select star from this table, how many records this will display? 6. Okay, because save point is a temporary save. So rollback, actually it will roll back the records till previous commit, but in between commit and rollback, if there is a save point, this also will save the data, but it will save the data temporarily, not permanently. So it will roll back the records till previous save point. So if you have save point, then it will roll back the records till previous save point. If you don't have save point, then it will roll back the records till previous commit. So that is save point. I repeat, commit is there to save the data, table data permanently. Rollback is for to roll back the data, after inserting, if you think those are invalid records, we can roll back those records. And then save point is for to save the table data temporarily. Next, coming to DCL, data control language. So in data control language, we have grant and revoke. So once we join into any company, so you should have get the access to the databases. In real time, we will be having dev database, QA database, UAT database, production database. So like this, not only in informatica, in any technology, we will be having these types of databases. So on top of development database, developer will be having all the permission: select permission, insert permission, update permission, delete permission. You can retrieve the data, that is you can see the data, you can insert the records into the dev database tables, you can update the data, and you can delete the data. Whereas in QA database, for developers, we will be having only select permission. In the same way, in UAT also only select permission. In prod also we will be having only select permission. So we cannot insert, or we cannot update, or we cannot delete the data from these 3 databases. Whereas since we are developers, we can perform any type of operation on top of dev database. So to get these types of different access on top of these databases, you have to raise a request. You means generally team lead will raise the request to the DBA, database administrator. So database administrator, once they receive the request, they are going to execute grant statement like this: select grant select on QA database to Ali. So if they are going to execute like this on top of this QA database to this user, he will be having only select permission. If they are going to give select and update, so this user will execute select statement. Also he can update the data in QA database. Okay, so for developer, so all the permissions will be there in dev database, whereas in QA, UAT and prod you will be having only select permission. That's it. So grant is for to give the permissions to the user on top of a database. Okay, and also in the grant statement here, after grant we have to specify what type of permissions we should have to give to that user: only select or all, select, insert, update or delete, that we have to specify here. Next, revoke means once you left from the company, so we should have to cancel your permissions. So then again team lead will raise the request to the DBA. They are going to retrieve the privileges, they are going to cancel the privileges. So whatever the privileges you have, so if they are going to execute revoke the select update on QA to Ali, then this user won't be able to access once they execute this revoke query. So grant is for to grant the permission, revoke is for to retrieve the privileges to the user on top of a database. Okay, so these are the 5 types of languages which we have in SQL to perform different types of operations on top of a table. Right? Any questions? Is it clear? Grant. So okay, so grant is for to grant the permission. So let's say once you join into company, so these types of databases you can see in any technology. Okay, so you as a developer you will be having all the permissions. You can select the data, you can that means you can execute a select query to see that dev table data. You can also execute insert statement to insert a record into a dev table. You can also update the data in dev table. You can also delete the data from dev table. So for that you need to have permission. Who will give the permission? Your team lead will raise the request to Ramji to grant the permission to grant all the select, insert, update, delete permissions on dev database. So as soon as team lead raises the request, then DBA they are going to execute grant statement: grant select update, uh, grant select, insert, update, delete on dev to Ramji, like that. So once you have once they execute that grant statement, then you will be allowed to access dev database to perform all types of operations. So grant is for to grant the permission. So DBAs are going to execute this grant statement to grant the privileges to the developers. Revoke is for to cancel. So once you left from the company, so they have to cancel your permissions. So for that again they have to execute revoke command. So by executing this revoke select update on the database to the user, whatever the permissions you have, all the permissions are going to be revoked. Got it? Okay, so I will share this SQL material. I think I have your mail IDs. Ramji, you have sent test email, right? No? Have you sent test email to me? Okay, fine. So I will share this materials, not only SQL. So we have so many materials here and some real-time docs also there here. So I will share all these documents. I have already uploaded in one location. I will share the URL to download all these materials. Okay, so you download this material. First you have to start with this SQL. So whatever the commands we have discussed today, you have to practice all these commands. Fine? Yeah. Yes. Okay, so first you download that one. If you I mean like if you are able to install, then fine. If you are not able to install, so tomorrow is it possible for you to join at 5:30 central, 5:30 p.m.? Yeah, for you, I mean like Muhammad and Vijay. Okay, so by okay, so your time 6 p.m. Yeah, okay, fine. So 5:30 I will be working with Vijay to install Oracle software. Then maybe you can join at 6. So meanwhile, oh, man, like what the you can download all the softwares, whatever the link I'm going to share it to you. So there, whatever the softwares are there, you can download, and those are zip files. So you can extract those zip files and keep it ready, all the files. Okay. Yeah, I will send the link to download the softwares. Okay, so Vijay, tomorrow evening, I mean, like you can join at 5:30 Central. Yeah, yeah, fine. So that's all for the day. We'll continue tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Yeah, yes, Ramji. Yes.